Welcome back, everybody. So I was listening to the Frosty, Heidi, and Frank show on 95.5 KLOS, and they have this little segment called, if they wrote the book about your life, what would the evil dark chapter be? The one thing that you wouldn't want to tell anybody. And they had people calling in and saying these things that they did that they perceived as being horrible. And I thought, you know what? Those aren't any worse than a lot of stuff that I've done over the years. So what I was thinking, it would be kind of cool to keep that going, but in like a video format where you can say something that you did that was horrible and just get it off your chest. Because I did a lot of horrible stuff when I was a kid. And I always think, oh my God, I was a horrible person. But I grew up to be a pretty good person. I tolerate most folks except for stupid people. So I watched Chappelle's latest Netflix special. I didn't even want to watch it. His first one, because he did three. His first one was okay, but nowhere near as good as like the 5 different DVDs that I have of his stand-up, and nowhere near anything that he did on Chappelle. It was marginally funny, and then the second one that he did was barely funny. And so when the third one came out, I was like, I'm not even gonna watch it. Not even gonna waste my time. But then I saw like some reviews of it and people showing clips, and I was like, okay, just the 3 or 4 different clips that I saw were funnier than everything that he did in the first 2 combined. So I watched that this morning. And I was crying. I was laughing hysterically and crying. His latest special rivals that of the one that he did in San Francisco. It's just absolutely, when he's talking about his buddy who's like gets pulled over by the cops, he's talking about how he's like, yeah, it's funny. I told him that we couldn't do that because I did know I couldn't do that. If you haven't seen his other specials, check them out. But anyway, back to the this is the weird thing is like because Dave was talking about the Nigerians that helped Juicy Smollett. I think he calls him Juicy Smollett and accuses him of being French. But the Nigerians that helped Jussie Smollett get away, or not get away, but he talks about the Nigerians that helped Jussie Smollett plan this hoax or execute this hoax, however you want to say it. So, and then when he said Nigeria, it was weird because for whatever reason in that moment, I flashed back to when I was 8 or 9 years old. And my younger brother James, who's a year younger than me, him and I, we were always big into like world geography. Like my mom had a subscription for us for National Geographics, not just for the boobs, but and then we would open up atlases and look at world maps. And at 8 or 9, you've heard the N-word a couple of times in your life, and this is when I knew that I had a good sense of humor. My mom always knew I had a good sense of humor. So, anyway, we're looking at a map of Africa. And there's a place where Nigerian people are from, spelled Niger. And me, being the smart-ass little 8 or 9-year-old that I was, I said, Mom, look, this place is called Nigger. And she was like, oh, don't you dare. Because my mom she's pretty liberal. She's middle of the road, but definitely more. But 8, 9 years old, I was like, look, and I'm laughing, and my younger brother's laughing. Because, I mean, you got to figure this is 1980, maybe 81. White people were pretty much saying nigger just left and right. So I'm like, look, and I'm laughing because I know I know it's Niger. Niger, but And I know it at that age, but I'm trying to get a rise out of my mom. I'm trying to get a reaction because that's what comedians do. Like these people that bash Dave Chappelle for, oh, you're so mean. That's not the point. The point of what comedians like him and people like I do is I want a reaction. I want, when I say nigger, I want your heart race to go, oh, that white guy just said nigger. I can't believe it. Oh, clutch my pearls. So, and then of course I got the reaction out of my mom that I was eliciting. She's like, you don't say that. I've raised you better than that. I go, but mom, right next door to the west is niggeria. Which, for those of you who don't know African geography, Nigeria is just to the west of Niger. So, at 8 years old, I made the joke of nigger and niggeria. And my mom swiftly beat the shit out of me. But when I heard, you can see I'm like making myself laugh. I'm crying. So my mom, God rest her soul, raised me better than that. But it's like, Mom, there's something you just can't do. So anyway, when I think about how evil I was as a kid, I was raised well. I was raised by a single mom, but I was raised well. She gave me plenty of ass whoopings. There was no shortage, trust me, of ass whoopings in my entire life. There was no shortage of ass whoopings. But that's one of the things that I look back on, and I've never admitted that to anybody. There's only one person alive today that knows that story, other than all of you that are watching now. My younger brother. My younger brother was there. I was there. We were fascinated by, geography and Africa and, and learning. And that night at the dinner table when we were, it was during the summertime, so there was no school books or anything like that to study. So that's what we used to do. So yeah. So I hope, James, I hope you're watching. I hope you remember that. I hope you laugh. Mom, I hope you're watching. I hope you remember that, and I hope you laugh. I hope you all have a wonderful Labor Day weekend. I'll chat with you soon. Bye.